you know why I have this bucket?
Because the roof is leaking?
No, that's the bucket for the leak.
Is that a disappearing hippo?
What did you say?
Come on, we gotta know if you caught all the little mistakes in the Sing franchise. Number 1, this helicopter does things a little bit backwards. If you're not a helicopter engineer, you probably didn't catch this. In this scene, Mike is sucked up into a helicopter. We think maybe the folks who made this movie confused helicopters with vacuum cleaners, because this wouldn't actually happen. Helicopters actually create a downdraft, so in reality, Mike would have been blown away from the helicopter rather than getting sucked upwards. Interestingly, this actually isn't the only physics-defying moment in this particular scene where things are basically done in reverse.
You gotta be kidding me.
Number 2, is this microphone upside down or is it just us? Okay, let's rewind for a second. In the same scene, as Mike is getting sucked up by the helicopter's draft, Mike is hanging onto the microphone so as not to go flying into the air. It's clear that the microphone is attached to the stage by a cord, yet when the helicopter moves away, Mike starts swinging around by the microphone cord. Then, out of nowhere, after we see a shot of the surprised audience members, suddenly it seems like the microphone is plugged into the sky, and Mike dangles from the microphone cord that's coming from an entirely different direction. Number 3, this piano got a serious makeover in about 1 second. Here, when Johnny is playing the piano, we can see that the piano keys are a little worse for wear. They're old and broken, and the wood is showing through. Yet miraculously, they're all fixed in the next frame. This piano looks as good as new, if only things got repaired that easily in real life. Number 4, this monkey does a quick change so quick he'd be fit for Broadway. Pay very close attention to this monkey in the audience. He goes from wearing a blue and white t-shirt and blue beanie to wearing an entirely different outfit just seconds later. Now he's got on a yellow shirt and an orange beanie. How? Why, he must have very quickly changed clothes between frames, we guess. Number 5. Add Ambidextrous Porcupine to the list of phrases you weren't expecting to hear today. After Monkey Quick Change, of course. But seriously, what's up with this guy? It seems that Ash's boyfriend is a left-handed guitarist, but later he's seen playing as a righty. We'll admit that's a pretty good skill for a porcupine guitarist to have. And it seems he's not the only one in this movie who has 2 dominant hands instead of 1.
Oh, really?
Yes, really!
Number 6. Buster Moon's note-taking raises some serious questions. The main question being, which hand does this guy actually write with? When Buster Moon is taking notes, he switches which hand he writes with. Seriously, these animators have to pay closer attention to whether the characters are righties or lefties when they're working on the inevitable Sing 3. Number 7. Are those color-changing glasses? In the opening scene of Sing 2, there are 3 white rabbits with pink, purple, and green sunglasses respectively. Yet the rabbit's sunglasses actually change colors in the next scene and then back again in the next. Number 8. How can a hippo just vanish? Well, we're pretty sure it can't. Still, in this scene in Sing 2, the hippo is there, and in the next moment, poof! They're gone. Did you know that hippos are actually the 3rd largest land mammal in the world? Yep, no idea how they thought we wouldn't notice one just disappearing. Interestingly, this hippo is far from the only thing in the Sing franchise to do a disappearing act right before our very eyes. Number 9. This movie also had a disappearing drawing to add to the list of magically vanishing things. In this case, it's actually more appearing than disappearing. In Rosalita's room, we see this drawing on the wall. In the next frame, when the kids are running out of the room, this drawing appears, which definitely wasn't there before. Unless one of these kids is a speed drawer, we're pretty sure this is a continuity error. Number 10. Ms.Crawley's bucket disappears as well. Ms.Crawley is known for her clumsiness.
Oh, it's not as bad as it looks.
In this scene in particular, she trips and drops a bucket, but just seconds later, the bucket is gone. Pretty spooky stuff. We sure hope Ms.Crawley didn't say Macbeth in this theater or anything. Number 11. How exactly do Eddie and Nana stay dry when they're in a flooded building? The theater floods while this couple is inside it, and everyone and everything else that was in the building seems like it got wet, which is only natural, you know, because it's a flood. So how exactly is it possible that these two seemingly didn't get affected by the flood? We have no idea, but it does seem like they'd be great picks to ride Noah's Ark. You know, if floods have absolutely no effect on them. Number 12. Seems like maybe Rosita can teleport? At the end of Rosita and Gunter's dance routine, Rosita slides toward the front of the stage. At this moment, we can see that she and Gunter are far apart, and it's very clear based on the hand placement that Gunter certainly couldn't reach out and just touch her, right? Well, just a second later, the dancing duo is right next to each other. Gunter is even able to reach out and help Rosita up. Now, it's pretty clear based on this impressive dance routine that Rosita is light on her feet, but there's no way she got back there that quickly and still needed help getting up. Number 13. Have Sing's animators ever actually used a fire extinguisher before? We're guessing the answer is no. And hey, we get it. We haven't either. But when Mina uses the fire extinguisher, she doesn't pull the pin. Fire extinguishers don't actually work when the pin isn't pulled. So how did hers work? Movie magic, perhaps? No, it's an error. Definitely an error.
Yeah.
Great!
Number 14. Self-cleaning shorts are something we really wish someone would invent. It'd be so much easier eating an ice cream cone in the summertime without fear of drips. Still, as far as we know, self-cleaning shorts haven't actually been invented yet. So can anyone please tell us how exactly this scene happens? While in the restaurant, Eddie drips some of his sandwich contents onto his shorts. Yet when he's leaving the restaurant mere seconds later, he doesn't seem to have a stain. Very suspicious. Number 15. There's an interesting change in this baboon sweater that you might have missed. At the very start of the movie, Mike the Mouse gets a penny from this baboon. He then reaches out and grabs the baboon's yellow shirt collar. Yet, when we switch to the very next shot, it looks like he is actually holding on to the green sweater. Nice handiwork there, Mike. Number 16. The voiceover says Koala Bear, and believe it or not, this is a pretty big mistake. The voiceover says,
but his plans to become the first koala bear in space.
so what's the problem? Did a koala already go into space? Not that we know of. Actually, the issue with this term is koala bear. Sure, you've likely heard this name for the cute, cuddly, actually sometimes vicious creatures before, and you may have even called them this name. But koala bear doesn't actually make any sense, because koalas aren't actually bears, they're marsupials. The more you know. Did you catch all those mistakes? Did you notice any that we didn't include? Point them out to us in the comments. And if you loved this video, there's a lot more where that came from, so be sure to like and subscribe to The Things Animated.